Sagittarius, June is bringing you back to life, more joy in your daily routine, more money in your bank account, and a version of you that feels unstoppable. Hey, I'm Lindsay. I'm a Western topical zodiac astrologer and subconscious reprogrammer, and my soul mission is to transform as many lives as possible. And that typically means reminding you how energetically powerful you really are. I will help you release your limiting beliefs. I will help you reprogram your subconscious mind to success so you can actually create the reality that you dream of. Sagittarius will kick off this horoscope with the general transits for June 2025, and then I'll open up the chart and I will take you week by week so you can see how this month will unfold for you. And Sagittarius, I'd like to remind you that the astrology is an awareness tool. It helps us understand the energy that is swirling in the sky. It is up to you, Sagittarius, to take action and to actually be an active participant in creating your reality. All right, Sagittarius, starting off the month, Mercury is in your 7th house of relationships. So you're likely very focused in on your relationships. You're perhaps more communicative within your relationships, or you're communicating with new people that could be potential relationships for you. So you might be communicating more with a new love interest. You might be communicating more with new friends or reaching out to potential new friends. And it's a time where you could also be connecting with a business partner as well. And then on the 8th of the month, Mercury enters into your 8th house. And now you're very focused in on your own personal development. This 8th house is all about you merging your energy with somebody else for the greater good of all of you or both of you. And it's also the house of you understanding yourself at a very deep level. So it's a very powerful time to go within yourself, do some journaling, do some meditation, some reflective work, and figure out if there's any resistance in the body or any fears that might be holding you back from the dream life that you're trying to manifest. And if so, Sagittarius, it's a very powerful time to work on releasing those, or at least making friends with that shadow side of you. Now, the 8th house also does involve your joint accounts and resources. So it could be a time where you are maybe communicating with insurance people, maybe communicating with your partner on how to build out your accounts, how to increase your finances together, or you're strategizing about that as well. And then on the 26th of the month, Mercury enters now into your 9th house. And this is a time where you could take something very far and wide. Mercury, the energy of communication in your 9th house, of sharing knowledge and sharing your resources with a very broad audience. This is a time where if you're an author, you could have a book published, or if you're somebody who's doing some sort of online work, it might go viral. This is also a time where you might feel compelled to enroll into a course or into some higher education, because once again, this is a house of really understanding things at a greater level. And lastly, it's a time where you could be connecting with people from maybe foreign countries, maybe connecting with more people online. It's a powerful time to open up your own mind. Mercury, the energy of your intellect and communication in this 9th house of your life philosophies. So you just got done kind of thinking about fears that might be holding you back, resistance in the body or in your aura with Mercury in your 8th house. And now the 9th house is saying it's truly time to let those go, to reprogram the mind if you need to, so that you can open yourself up to more abundance and more expansion energetically. So Sagittarius, you know what's going to be on your mind now, but what about what's going to be in your bank account, and what about in your loving relationships? Well, Venus starts off in your 5th house, and Venus in the 5th house is very powerful energy. Venus in the 5th house is bringing more romance to you. So if you're in an established relationship, you're doing more romantic things with your partner, maybe deepening the connection a bit. It's an energy of children as well, so you could be making babies this month, Sagittarius. And it's your creative expression, it's your self-expression. So Venus bringing this energy of like artistic expression. So you're very creative this month. It might be a time where you're really showcasing more of your art or your creative gifts and talents. And if you're an entrepreneur, Sagittarius, Venus is bringing the energy of personal magnetism within your business. Now, from a money perspective, Venus in the 5th house, from an entrepreneurial perspective, is very much you receiving money for your creative gifts and your talents. So do not be afraid to showcase them at this time. Then on the 6th of the month, Venus enters into your 6th house, and now your day-to-day life is just so abundant. Your charm is turned on, your personal magnetism is turned on, And it's likely that everywhere you go, Sagittarius, somebody's giving you a compliment, people are smiling at you, maybe you get the free coffee from your barista. It's that type of energy. It could also be that you meet somebody out and about while running your errands and you're being asked out on a date, or you find this really beautiful and kind of flirty connection. This is also the energy with the 6th house ruling your daily work routines, that you might be promoted at work, maybe you're given a new opportunity at work, something along those lines. And it's also the house of your healing. And so if you've been working on healing your energetic bodies, or if you've been working on helping somebody else heal, it's a time where you might be getting some good news there. So you know what you're thinking, you know your bank account, you know your love story, but what are you actually going to be doing? Well, Mars, the planet of action, is hanging out in your 9th house at the beginning of this month. And Mars in the 9th house is potential for you to be traveling abroad. It's potential for you to be deepening your spiritual connection with your higher self. This 9th house is very much asking you to open up your mind, open up your energetic bodies. And with Mars here, it's like maybe you are starting a spiritual practice. Maybe you're going to some sort of like yoga retreat, something like that. It's also a time where you are focused in perhaps on developing connections from a physical perspective with people abroad. So once again, you're traveling abroad, but maybe you've already been in communication with somebody abroad and you're going to visit them. It's a time where you are very focused in perhaps on schooling as well, or studying, because this 9th house does involve expansion of the mind. And lastly, this 9th house is your dharma. It is your soul mission. And so you might have figured out your soul mission and now you are ready to truly take action toward that, whether that means writing the book, whether that means teaching a course, whether that means doing something in your local community, whether that means you getting on the internet and sharing your truth and sharing your knowledge far and wide. And then on the 17th, Mars enters into your 10th house, and now you are moving and grooving inside of your career or the business that you own, or the personal legacy that you are trying to build out. This is very much the energy of you taking action to become a better worker, a better business owner, or to really build out your audience. Sagittarius, before we move on to Jupiter, the planet of abundance and expansion, switching signs for the first time in a year, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you are Sagittarius or you have one in your life. All right, Sag, on the 9th of June, Jupiter is entering into your 8th house, and this is such abundance energy as it relates to you, your personal growth, your personal evolution. It would not surprise me if over the next year you become way more magnetic than you've ever been before. You are likely going to be manifesting much easier. You are going to be more confident, more secure with yourself. You are going to have very high self-esteem and high self-respect, and people are going to see that and they're going to want to work with you in different ways. Now, if you are somebody who's listening and you are struggling with those things, confidence, personal security, self-worth, join the Cosmic Collective today. Inside, I'm helping transform many different people's lives by teaching them the energies of stepping into their empowerment. Because the 8th house does also involve joint accounts and resources, Sagittarius, you can expect that money is flowing to you, not necessarily by you doing any work, that 2nd house matters, but by you being connected with different things. So it could be a time where your partner gets a payout, your partner gets promoted and gets a raise, and so your joint bank account is going up. It could be a time where you make really smart investment decisions and your investments just completely pop off. It could be a time where maybe you're receiving alimony, maybe you're receiving some sort of settlement money, maybe you sell something and you get a really good return on it. Let's talk the full moon and the new moon, and we will get on to the week by week. So on the 11th of this month, there is a full moon happening in your 1st house. And full moons typically bring endings, completions, culminations, or they shine a spotlight on something that perhaps you hadn't noticed before. If you think about a full moon, it's like a flashlight kind of illuminating something from the shadows, so to speak. So this full moon is happening for you in your 1st house, and it would not surprise me if during the 11th of this month or around that time, you decide to change something up about your appearance. You decide to switch up your life path completely, specifically because you've got all this energy hanging out in your 9th house of your Dharma. It's a time where you might decide to study your own energy. You might want to get into my Unleash Your Manifesting Power course and you decide to heal your entire chakra system because you know that how you show up is how people are going to perceive you, and you're ready to be perceived in a higher vibration because you also know that when you live in a higher vibration, you attract way more abundance in. And on the 25th, there is a new moon happening once again here in your 8th house of your personal development, of your joint accounts and resources. So with all this energy hanging out in your 8th house, once again, it wouldn't surprise me if you release something, first house matters with a full moon, so that you launch something new about you personally in this eighth house with this new moon energy. And if you're not trying to switch yourself up, Sagittarius, then launch your desires as it relates to your joint accounts and your joint resources that you're sharing with another. All right, Sagittarius, let's get to the week by week. But before we do that, I do want to let you know that I'm not a doom and gloom astrologer. I will never give you super negative information in these horoscopes because I understand the power of my thoughts and my words. And I know that my thoughts and my words create my reality. And the same goes for you. So I'd like to give you the highest vibration story as possible so you can step into a new timeline and really transcend into a greater version of yourself. So I've got you here, I've got my computer here, I've got my notes over here, and we're going to go week by week. Now, before we kick off, I do want to show you, if you look down to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see what I just circled. This is where you're going to see this calendar, and you'll be able to see how this story kind of plays out. So if I let you know of any dates, you can kind of look down to the bottom and watch that move along. All right, let's get to the correct date here, which will start off as June 1st. There we go. And kicking off the gate, I'm calling June 1st through the 8th, the first week of June, the week of good vibes and positive transformation. And we're going to talk about why. All right, Sagittarius, we've got, starting off, Neptune conjunct Saturn down here in your 5th house, sextile Pluto in your 3rd house. Now, Neptune conjunct Saturn is the energy of you being able to bring your dreams to reality. You've got Saturn, this emotional energy, this mature energy, conjunct Neptune, your greatest dreams and wishes fulfilled. Saturn, the energy of discipline. Neptune, the energy of going after what you want with total faith in your 5th house. So Sagittarius, are you an entrepreneur and you're ready to kind of finally go for it? Is there something around romance or children and a dream of yours that is ready to come to life? Maybe you are an artist and you're ready to finally showcase what it is you do. Now, this energy is sextile Pluto in your 3rd house of communication. So there's something that's kind of evolving and changing here around maybe your mindset, right? The 3rd house of your intellect and your communication, of your curiosities. I could see it playing out that you're like a writer perhaps, and you're ready to like bring your creative writing dreams to life. That's very, from a tangible perspective, 3rd house, 5th house coded. Maybe you have had a plan for quite some time around your business and you're finally deciding to bring that to life. The 3rd house also involves communities and your neighborhood. So maybe there's some sort of desire there as well. Now, this conjunction also could indicate some spiritual growth or healing, like some deep healing. And this deep healing could once again involve just your overall joy in life. Because this 5th house really indicates like life's pleasures. This is like fulfillment in your day-to-day life. And this 3rd house, you could have some healing being done or some regeneration, transformation around maybe your childhood, maybe some siblings, something like that. That's happening for quite some time. It's just kicking off this month. If you look down at the calendar, down on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see that I take this energy all the way through the end of the month, and it doesn't really look like these planets are moving much. That's because they are considered outer planets, and the outer planets move quite slowly in the sky. So even though we're talking about this month, this is going to be playing out for quite some time. It's kind of a slower moving story. It's not going to be some quick jolt in the sky. All right, moving on from that, Sagittarius, from the 1st to the 5th, you've got Venus in Aries. Once again, Venus in your 5th house. We talked about that earlier. Sextiling Jupiter up here in in your 7th house. So this is very much the energy of like expansion of love, expansion of money. You've got Venus in your fifth house of enjoying your life, of romance, of creative pursuits. And you've got Jupiter, abundance and expansion energy in your relationship house. This is very much like like building out your family, right? Venus, the energy of love in the house of romance and children. So if you are single, this could be that you're meeting somebody and you have a full-on relationship. You meet the person that you are meant to be with. It's feel-good energy in the sky. If you are in a relationship and you've been trying to build out your family by having children or maybe even adopting, this is a time that you might be working on that as well. Ultimately, these sextiles in the sky, of which there are many this month, are positive aspects, but they require you to take some action. So it's like the door is open with a sextile energy, but it's up to you to kind of walk through. And once again, that energy is playing out. You can kind of watch the slider here until about like by the 6th, Venus has entered into Taurus and the sextile is kind of broken. All right, from the 2nd of the month to the around the 8th of the month, you've got Mercury in Gemini in your 7th house, sextile Mars up here in Leo in your 9th house. So this sextile, once again, some action that you want to take, and it's big, bold action. You've got a plan, Mercury. You're ready to put it into action, Mars. This plan has to do with relationships. And this Mars energy in your 9th house, once again, is like foreign countries, foreign cultures, foreign lands, foreign religions. And so are you communicating with somebody in a distant land? Are you deciding to take the trip and finally meet the person that you've been talking to online? Are you and your partner going to build something together that it's expansive. It's reaching a broad audience. There's a lot of different ways this could play out. This could be you talking to your business partner about how you are going to go international. There's so many different powerful energies, but once again, you've got to take action. So Sagittarius, let me know how that plays out for you. I'm always curious to know when I do the horoscopes, like how is this playing out for each person? And that's happening once again through about the 7th or 8th. And finally, for this first week of June, we do need to go toward the end of the week, June 7th. June 7th until about the 12th, we have got Venus in Taurus. Now, Venus has entered into Taurus, so now Venus is in your 6th house of your daily work and health routines. This is love and money in your day-to-day life. This is your charisma and personal magnetism turned on. Squaring up with Pluto down here in Aquarius in your 3rd house. Now, squares are typically tensions in the sky, but I like to view any single challenge as an opportunity for my soul to grow and evolve. So if you were to look at it from that perspective, there's something perhaps that's kind of bubbling up to the surface, and it's a catalyst for you to change and evolve, transform your life in some way. Now, perhaps you are changing up your daily routine, adding a lot of love to it. You're more focused on what's bringing you joy and expansion. And because of that, there is some sort of change that's happening in your 3rd house, change perhaps around your own mental thoughts, right? This is an opportunity for you to completely reprogram your mind. And because you reprogram your mind, 3rd house energy, you have like the best life ever. You are loving your work. You are healed energetically, physically, spiritually, mentally. You are simply just loving what you're doing every single day. It's a really beautiful energy. There's opportunity for healing once again. I do see it as really big healing energy. Like you are going to heal your subconscious mind. And Sagittarius, if you need help doing that, that is what I'm doing for all of my members inside of the Cosmic Collective. It is a transformational space where I am teaching them energy and how to speak energy and understand their specific energy so they can transcend into the versions of themselves that have the best life ever. They know how to manifest and all those other powerful spiritual experiences. So you might want to join that. And if you don't want to join a community and you want to do it on your own, there's also opportunity for you in the description box below called the Unleash Your Manifesting Power course, where I take you through healing every single one of your chakras. And when you heal every single one of your chakras, you are now in not only energetic alignment, but you're in your strongest manifesting power. So 2 options there for you. Now, the other thing I want to talk about here is when you see Venus-Pluto aspects in the sky, this is in a birth chart, it's like big money. This is millionaire, billionaire energy in your birth chart, whether it's a conjunction, sextile, square, trine, or opposition. Now, the squares and the oppositions, maybe you're going to work a little bit harder for your millions, whatever, you're still going to get them. So here with this energy in the sky, it's bringing that potential, right? Especially with Venus in your 6th house of your daily life. It's like people are ready to support you, especially when you're just like bouncing around, running your errands, whatever. Maybe you're getting promoted at work. Maybe you're like outlining the things you do to your boss to get that raise, to get that promotion. It's that type of energy. All right, that's only week 1, Sagittarius. I hope you're enjoying yourself. If you are, let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below. All right, so let's go to week 2 then, June 9th through the 15th. I'm calling the week to get right with yourself. The week to get right with yourself, and here is why. All right, starting off on the 9th, we've got Mercury conjunct Jupiter up here in your 8th house, squaring up with Neptune conjunct Saturn down here in your 5th house. So in the money houses, you've got a big idea about either your personal development or you and your partner's finances, and you are ready to make those dreams come true to live a completely fulfilled life. I'm talking like the best life ever. The 5th house is life's pleasures. It is you living it. You are the it person. You have showcased that you have the ability to manifest your best reality. And people are like, holy cow, that person has the best life. So you've got big dreams, big plans about it. And you might feel a little bit like, how am I going to make this work? You might have a business idea and big dreams about a business, and you're talking to your partner about how to make that work. You're developing your own personal skill set to make that work. And it could also be about like you want to have the family and the children, maybe lots of children, and you're figuring out like, we need the money and how are we going to support this big family dream of ours? It could be that as well. Now, it's a little bit of energy that might feel a little bit like, how are we going to do this? But where there's a will, there's a way, Sagittarius. And it's only happening for a couple of days. So don't let it get you hung up. Just use it as fuel to your fire, right? Like if you feel like there's a problem, rather than looking at the problem, ask God, Source, Universe, Creator to show you the solution, and you'll find it. Okay, then moving on for the entire week of week 2, from the 10th until about the 21st almost, you have Venus in Taurus. Venus, once again, in your day-to-day life, love and money energy hanging out here, sextiling Mercury up here in your money house, the money you share with your partner, and your personal development. Now, this is manifesting power at its finest. Why? You've got Mercury, your thoughts and your speech, in harmonious aspect to, to your emotions. And if you know the manifesting formula, it's quite simple. It's your thoughts, your speech, your emotions, and your actions in alignment so that you can create anything, literally anything that your heart dreams of. So you got, once again, your thoughts on you, yourself, your personal development, the greatest version of you and how to make that happen. Or you have your thoughts on yours and your partner's resources, your investments, your settlement money, your claim, whatever it is, the money that you earn outside of you doing a job or you doing something specific with your own gifts and talents. And it's in a harmonious flow with your day-to-day life. I mean, I just see this as like, you're ready to be the greatest version of you. You finally feel like the greatest version of you. And now your day-to-day life is just so good. Like work is good. Your health is good. You feel good. You're empowered. And let's watch the chart at the bottom of the screen. And you can see how Mercury and Venus are dancing along together until about the 21st. And that's when they kind of start to split up. So this is a feel-good energy in the sky for quite some time. So make sure once again to take advantage of it because it is a sextile. So you've got to do the inner work, right? Energetic. I love to tell my students, and they all realize it once they learn it, which is When you change energetically, when you learn the energy of you, specifically you, and you start to tweak it, that's when your outer world changes. And that is the energy in the sky for you. All right, finally, in week two, we've got to discuss Uranus and Taurus, Uranus in your sixth house, squaring up with Mars up here in your ninth house. All right, so Uranus, the energy of dissolving things that are no longer working for you so that you can innovate and reinvent yourself and stand in a more authentic energy. And Sagittarius authenticity is absolutely rewarded in this matrix, in this time-space reality we live in. The more authentic you are to you, the more you are rewarded. The more bold and brave you are to be you, the greater you are rewarded. So you're changing up something perhaps in your day-to-day life, and it's propelling you into action here in your ninth house. Once again, this is a square, so you might feel a little bit annoyed. You might feel like, how am I going to go big with my dream, my idea? How am I going to follow my soul mission? This is your Dharma house, your soul purpose for being here. If I have this same routine, it's like, I can't make this work in the life I'm currently living. And you're frustrated about that perhaps, but that frustration is going to lead you to changing something in your day-to-day life so that you can make moves toward the life you truly want to live. You can make moves toward your abundance and your expansion. You can make moves toward creating your best reality that suits you, Sagittarius. It's very powerful energy. So even if you're a little bit frustrated, let it be the fuel to your fire. All right, let's go. Moving on to week three. Week three, the 16th through the 22nd, I'm calling the week of going big or going home. Don't go home, Sagittarius. I go big all the time in my life. If you want to go big and you want friends going big with you, join the Cosmic Collective. There's one thing we need to talk about from the 17th to about the 22nd, and that is Jupiter in Cancer. So Jupiter, once again, abundance and expansion in your house of your personal development, in your house of the resources and the money and the material goods that you share with another. Sextile Mars, let me move Mars in a little bit further so you can really see that Mars is here. Mars just entering into, we'll take it to the 18th so you can, oh, geez. We'll take it to the 18th so you can see Mars up here in your 10th house. You are, whoa, Sagittarius, you are moving and grooving in your career, Mars in the 10th. You are driven, you are determined, you are passionate as it relates to either your career or the business you own or the legacy you're building. And because of that, you are expanding your joint resources with another. You're like, whatever you're doing in your career is building yours and your husband or wife's bank account, yours and your partner's bank account, yours and your business partner's bank account, especially if you're a business owner. This is the energy of you making moves around social media, perhaps, right? This is the 10th house is your social reputation in the world. So when I think social reputation, it's like, are you building out your social media platform? And if you are, it's bringing abundance to your life. It could also be that you're being more bold and brave in your career because you've been building out your own personal development. Like your confidence is built here in the eighth house, your self-esteem, you're feeling good about yourself. So now you're making moves and you're making money because of it. It's very powerful energy. Oh, I love it. So go big, Sagittarius, go big. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. You've got this life, so live it, right? You've got this life, so live it. That's happening through about the 22nd. And finally, we are looking at week 4 of June, and week 4, June 23rd through the 30th, I'm calling the week to manifest it all. Oh my gosh, it's such a powerful month in the sky. So we'll start off here, and you'll notice that you've got the Sun conjunct Jupiter in your 8th house once again. This is called a cazimi, and it's basically when it appears that a planet has gone into the heart of the Sun, and it's huge amplification. It is an intense energy around Jupiter, your abundance and expansion. Like, this is amazing. So once again, maybe you have been working a lot lately, Sagittarius, on becoming a better version of yourself. On the 24th is the day that you can say, you know what, God, Source, Universe, Creator, this is me. I have arrived. I am this version. I don't have to keep trying because I'm here. I've done it. I've embodied it. I've integrated the new energy. If it's not the energetic thing that's happening for you, it's tangible in a sense of like, once again, a big kiss burst of money and investments and all this other great stuff around you and somebody else's resources. Now it gets even better because on the 25th, now you've got, oops, let me move this back a little bit. Now you've got the moon, the new moon hanging out here as well. So we talked about the new moon, it's powerful manifesting energy. Declare it out. I insist, I command, I require whatever it is around releasing a fear, around standing in your greatest empowerment, around money that your partner earns, your investments earn, whatever. Send it out, okay? Send it. And finally, from the 26th to the 30th, we have two more things to talk about. We've got Neptune conjunct Saturn down here. Trine Mercury in Leo up in your, ninth house. Remember, this is you making a dream come true. As it relates to your self-expression, your entrepreneurial business, your entrepreneurial pursuits, your children, romance, and your friend, you're ready to talk about it. You're ready to speak it into existence. Maybe you have to learn something new and you're ready to do that. So you enroll in a course, higher education. Maybe you've finally published the book. This is artistic expression. This is writing, publishing in this ninth house. It is receiving information, perhaps from a foreign land, foreign person, somebody online that you find some information about how to make your dreams come true even. So super powerful in the sky there. And finally, Sagittarius, finally, at the same time that this is playing out, you've also got Mercury up here once again in your ninth house. Across the sky from Pluto, and let's see if I can draw a straight line. Oh, not really. Across the sky from Pluto in your third house. So this is a little bit of a tug of war, push and pull internally. And it's meant to kind of like help you see something objectively. And for you, this is like something needs to change in your third house of communication, mental pursuits, maybe how you speak to yourself. Ooh, sorry about that. And it's all about like your life philosophy, your dharma. Are you ready to share what you think your soul mission is, but you're nervous that if you share it, there might be some changes with siblings? Are you ready to share about, maybe you're ready to share a book or something, some sort of knowledge that you want to share far and wide, but you're nervous that it might change up something to do with like your immediate community. You're nervous about that in some way. But the interesting part here, Sagittarius, is if you're looking at the opposition from the highest expression, this one specifically, this is you having power behind your words. You have big power behind your words. So you could really help shape your community. You could help your siblings in some way, heal some way, somehow. It's something like that. And it's very powerful if you were to do the dang thing. You could finally share what you've been studying and learning and writing for the first time, and it's going to help a lot of people.